F-22 Raptor, the first and only fifth-generation fighter aircraft flying in the world today. Overwhelmingly effective, defending the skies today and into the future.
You talk too much. I can't believe the things that you say.
Bill Frist, Dick Durbin,
John Murtha, John Warner,
Tim Russer,
Mitch McConnell, Chuck Schumer,
Antonio Villaraigosa,
Chuck Hagel, James Sensenbrenner.
Well, it's too much, too soon, and too expensive. What we have to do is first secure the border.
Would you accept any legislation which would put illegal immigrants on a path to citizenship, or, as you say, amnesty?
No. Amnesty is wrong.
Is it imperfect? Yes, it is. But when you ask the chairman the question, what do you do, Mr. Chairman, he really doesn't have an answer for that.
Are you ruling out any bill that would strip out the earned legalization?
No, I'm not going to. I'm going to basically say we've seen the will of the Senate reflected. We've seen the House will. But I can tell you the bill that came off the Senate floor, not perfect. I don't agree with everything in that bill.
I'm on board basically with what they've approved. Not all of it is...
What don't you like?
Well, I think the amendment that deals with English as a national language was unnecessary.
There are some Democrats who voted against the Senate bill because they have constituents who are worried about their jobs. You know, they were part of the American Job Protection Caucus, I guess you could call them. And, you know, people like, for example, Debbie Stabenow.
My personal view is that a comprehensive approach is better. But if we cannot get a bill between the House and Senate that adequately deals with border security, I don't think there will be a bill.
The only other provision is a speech and debate clause in the Constitution. I'm not sure that you can stretch it to apply to this situation. In the next several weeks, we ought to take a hard look at it.
He cannot use the constitutional immunity of Congress to shield himself from that or any evidence of that. But it is about the ability of the Congress to be able to do its job free of coercion from the executive branch.
I think this was handled a little awkwardly. I think the president is right in pulling this back a little bit.
Is there anger amongst congressional Republicans with the White House?
Well, I think there's an issue of, and there's always a tension.
Frustration?
There's some frustration. Sure there is. And I think that you're seeing that played out on both sides.
We're certainly going to hold the majority in the Senate. It has been a challenging period. The president's numbers are much lower than we would like. But it's important to remember, Bob, that we only have one retirement.
I think we have a chance. I think we have many good candidates across the United States, and I believe that the tide of public opinion is flowing in our direction.
While we do have a tough map, Mitch is right. The Republicans are not ahead in a single blue state, if you look at the polls, and we are even or ahead in 5 of theirs.
You're going to be out of the Senate next year. You've decided not to run again. Will we see Bill Frist unplugged?
And so I'll make a decision when I leave. I'm pretty comfortable who I am. I am committed to healing, whether it's in doing my best in politics, in policy, or the 20 years I spent in medicine. Then I'll make a decision after we leave.
As the number 2 Democrat in the Senate, you're saying you would like to see him run for president?
I can tell you that I've sat down with him and said, you ought to look at this long and hard. I know many people are saying wait, and he may decide to wait, but he ought to take a hard look at it.
Would you endorse him if he did run?
Well, let me tell you, Barack Obama is my closest colleague in the United States Senate. We work together on everything for the state of Illinois, and if he makes a plan to move forward, I'm going to be at his side.
On the Republican side, I see John McCain, Mitt Romney of Massachusetts, George Allen of Virginia, kind of in the top tier, waiting to see if Rudy Giuliani, the former mayor of New York, is going to get in, and then Governor Huckabee, Senator Brownback, others contending. I think 8 to 10 candidates in each party running for president of the United States.
But maybe it was all a brilliant plot by Karl Rove. I was thinking about this, you know. I mean, we now have had 4 days of news about a Democratic congressman having $90,000 in his freezer and being under investigation for corruption. And it's a phony battle. I think Hastert and Gonzalez and Rove worked this all out in private last week.
Are you serious?
No. Oh.
Talk too much. I can't believe the things that you say.
F-22 Raptor. It is stealthy, lightning fast, supremely agile, highly precise, survivable. Providing unsurpassed capability, this fifth-generation fighter aircraft, the first and only kind flying in the world today, once again providing the air power advantage. F-22 Raptor, overwhelmingly effective, defending the skies today and into the future.